What's going on, everyone? And welcome back. Yeah. To the Lost in the Dark podcast. We're back in the fucking crypt tonight, and we got some fun stuff to go over. First of all, Aaron, fucking, you guys are working on a little something.
A little something. Yeah.
How much of that? You know what? How much of that can you talk about? How much of that can you reveal? I mean, some of it. I mean, I guess it's already been posted, hasn't it? Like to some little parts, because that's how I found the guy on Facebook.
Well, admittedly, I haven't been on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I haven't seen like what's on there and stuff. But
I think you guys have announced that you're working on this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're doing a video. You've been working on it for a bit. Not gonna tell you which song it is because it gotta leave some element of surprise to it. But
I know.
it's one of our favorites. It's definitely one of mine off of Titan.
Mine too, absolutely.
Yeah, next to probably between that and like Flesh is really sick.
I really love Flesh too. That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. But that I told you that when you told me you were writing a song called Flesh. I was like, I already know it's gonna be my favorite.
Yeah.
Anytime a metal band titles a song Flesh something, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like every time it's good.
So yeah, we got that. We're still, just putting a lot of that together. Like sending stuff back and forth, doing some other kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Like I said,
very excited.
Yeah. It's for like I guess like to say a little more like for for the time and the place and stuff, and kind of like for what this one is about specifically. Whether because we didn't write this with it with the intention of having everything that happened, because this was all written like prior to the world
to COVID
eating itself.
Yeah.
So like
way prior.
So
yeah.
but it's weird that it just happens to like fit with.
It's like we've been talking about with I mean this conversation right here might give away which one it is, but
well then
it kind of fits in with what we've been talking about cattle decapitation. That we've talked about that on here a bunch of times.
It's true, yeah,
of course.
True. Very topical, but yeah, I'm really excited about that. A lot of the stuff that we've been getting back from it has been pretty cool. We're just kind of working on the little details and stuff. So
I'm very excited as well. Very, very excited.
It's cool because like this. Obviously, for anybody that's seen the Flesh video knows how ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
and
a fun. It's more comedic.
Yeah. Kind of a concept as it is and stuff. And this one's a little more centered. It's a little more like
straightforward.
But it's
metal.
Yeah, and just like a lot of just the visual look of it and stuff is really just dark, and it just fits the tone really well. So yeah, I don't really have any kind of like idea as far as like a release date. Probably sometime within the next few weeks. Like,
oh wow, really? You think I would have guessed longer than that?
Well, I'll say.
Yeah, we don't
anyway, yeah. Also, like within the
it's
next.
Coming out before the end of the year.
Yeah,
everyone.
Yeah.
There you go. That's when you can keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled. We got things going on.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, motherfucker. Yes. Okay, so first thing I want to touch on mainly is the last episode with Keith.
Oh yeah.
I mean, It was amazing. He was incredible. We can't thank him enough ever. Yeah. Like oh my God, what a nice guy. And I cannot fucking wait to have him back on. A, just because of how great of a time I had and the amazing stories that he told, but B, because, as we've been talking about quite a bit, you and I were both very nervous.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that you seemed fine 90% of the episode, but like the very beginning, I was like, I was like stuttering over my words like crazy. And, it also kind of ended abruptly. And all of this is, this is a theme. We've been talking about this on the podcast since the beginning. This is DIY till you die. We're learning. We're novices. This is...
It's 150?
150! It's episode 150, motherfucker! Yeah, we did it! We did it!
I didn't even think about that. I guess that was 149.
Until just now. Yeah. Neither did I. But... So, we're only 150 episodes in. We're still learning, and we haven't really, we've had some amazing guests that blow my mind that we've had only 150 episodes in.
It's hitting back tonight.
But we haven't had that many, and it was and it's also really difficult to meet someone on the internet through a webcam. It's a very weird dynamic.
Yeah, that was something I said when I was kind of thinking back at it. Like, it's, you can kind of tell, like, because we, like before all like the quarantine stuff happened, like this was just something that like talking about like being like the video aspect of it and stuff, and just having that extra element. And it wasn't until we were forced to
do it to figure that we figured it out.
Yeah. And
silver linings.
Yeah, and it really, ever since then, I feel like a lot of the video ones I enjoy a lot more than just the audio stuff. Like,
I have to. So. Because I feel like we're fairly animated when we talk. So when you actually get to see us move, it kind of helps.
Yeah.
But
there is definitely something about it. Like, I feel like I'd have been probably a bit more, because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you could tell, like, and I could, just because I know, like,
right.
typically, well, like, I don't know, the high stress situations and stuff, kind of like, but I don't know, like I felt like, doing them in person and like having that whole like extra time to kind of like work into stuff would be helpful. So
it's a lot better.
Yeah.
And because that's from the outside looking in, when I went back and rewatched it and I was watching you, I was like, he's doing great. Like, so, you beat yourself up more than, everybody does that. Everybody does that. You know what I mean?
That's, yeah.
But definitely, I would say two major things going forward we're always going to have to remember is, we should always remember to ask the guests how much time they have.
Yeah. Apologize about that.
We didn't even think about that. Very sorry. And then also, the viewers don't know this, but when it was like he called in on Skype, I added you to the call, and then I hit record. And that, I feel like, and that's how I've done it. That's how I did it with the Suffocating Lie. That's how I did it with not A Fitting Revenge. Are you fucking kidding me? Victims of the System.
Yeah,
Victims of the System. Right, there we go. Shout out to all three of them. Check them out on everything. But so that's just kind of how I did it. My mentality in doing it like that was all content is king. So I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want to have anything cool happen not on recording. That now, and it was by virtue of having you on, you were the one that immediately pointed it out to me and made me go, "Oh my God, that's a huge mistake I'm making that we're going to change in the future." And that's not how we should do it. Especially like if we were to do it in person, we'd hang out for 20 minutes or a half hour before we start recording.
Yeah.
We should talk for 10 to 15 minutes if we're going to do this virtually before we start recording, just to break the ice instead of having the ice broken, in real time. Which is definitely content, but at the same time, it just sometimes can create a rougher startup. The finish is always smooth. The middle and the finish is always smooth, but it kind of creates a rougher startup. And so, yeah, this is just something I wanted to talk about. It's something we've been talking about all week. And
really, like, a lot of it is just stuff that I don't feel like anybody else would notice.
Probably not. We're probably just being really hard on ourselves. But, it was just this podcast is in some ways it's an experiment. It's like an experiment in like learning all this stuff. Fuck the technical side, the fucking and just the side of how to do it at all. You know what I mean? And it's that. But this is one of my favorite. When I listen to other podcasts, always been one of my favorite parts is when like in the middle of the podcast, somebody that was late comes in. Or, something distracts someone. And they're like, "What the fuck is that out the window?" Or something like that. Those weird, spur of the moment, real time, broken parts of the podcast. Broken, but to me, they're the juiciest part. Like, I enjoy that. I also enjoy listening to a podcast from episode 1 to episode whatever the fuck they're on, and hearing the evolution and hearing how they got better. And it's essentially a process they take you through. So I don't know. We've talked about that a lot on here, and we've been talking about it a lot this week with that episode. So I just wanted to touch on it. I wanted to get my feelings about it out. You know, I had an amazing time. I can't fucking wait till he comes back on. There's so much we didn't get to. Like, I was so happy when he told that story about seeing that Rock in Rio DVD, and then I was real bummed when I didn't get to just nerd out with him about the Fear of the Dark. That Rock in Rio Fear of the Dark is possibly my favorite live performance of all fucking time. So that's why I freaked out when he said that.
I already talked about that before.
Yeah. So you know, there's just a couple little things I want, and the only other thing which is kind of hilarious to me is we actually talked about it. I was like, what if right before we start the episode, I just really quickly ask him, "Are you a fan of Chris Farley?" And he goes, "Yeah," and I just hit record, and then I start doing the fucking You guys remember when you opened for Slipknot? That was awesome. But what's hilarious is I forgot about that, and then I ended up being so nervous that I kind of sounded like that anyway.
Hey, real life imitates art sometimes.
Yeah,
like.
Oh man, that's how I felt. It's really it's how I felt. I'm just sitting here with this guy that I've seen demolish stages, open for amazing, like not just open, but set a bar.
Yeah.
Like, good luck following us unless you're the headliner, and we're about to be that. So, 100%.
I learned because I a lot of times I forget that they've been around for as long as they have, and that was one of the more interesting things that I kind of picked up on was like just how many like evolutions of the band they went through, and like how
Member
like
changes.
Yeah, like the first couple of actual. You know, like This Is Hell and like those other couple of ones, like the ones that followed it, were like even more of a progression than it was and stuff, and just kind of hearing like how all that came about and just like all the little like hang-ups and you know things here and there. So that was, I don't know, it's just really cool to hear, just have like that outside view of things,
and just how I was surprised and just elated at how much he revealed about the plans going forward. You know, some of the projects they're working on outside of the follow-up to Monument of Misery. Yeah. They are working on that, which you don't even know how much can't wait for that. Yeah. But on top of that, they just released that making of the Monument of Misery. Incredible. Yeah. Watch it. And they're also working on another documentary. And you know me, dog. Like you people know this. We talk about every fucking metal. We're obsessed with metal documentary. I eat that shit like candy. Like that's stuff that I will watch and then rewatch. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about band documentaries. I'm talking about making of individual albums. Like, I love that shit. Every time a band releases a deluxe album with the making of DVD, that's the version I'm getting. Yeah. And if I find out, like in my current experience I've had somewhat recently, if I find out years later that they released one with the DVD, but I already have the regular one, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting the one with the DVD. Like, I'll rebuy that shit just to get that content. I adore that. I'm so happy when bands do that.
Yeah. A lot of times for me, like when that happens, it expands just like the enjoyment of the album or just the music.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
And like at least like from a personal standpoint, like it always it's hard because I really enjoy those, and I try if I can help it to watch that before listening to the record. If I have the chance to, just because it's like I mean, you don't pick up on the little nuances and the little like just everything that went into it, and like that's my favorite part of it. Just like the overall like creation, just like the thought process behind everything, and just seeing how different bands can reach like sounds and just like hone in on a style that is like all their own, and like just somehow kind of like from like the start to the finish of it, like, and just kind of like everything in between and stuff. Like, it's just cool to have that sort of. It almost, like I said, it almost like enhances the.
It really does. It 100% does, because it, it was through those documentaries that I got that you. It was through the documentaries like that, but really the one that set it off for me, not metal, was, well, there might have been a little metal in there. Yeah, there was. The Defiant ones, the Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre story.
Yeah.
That
It's one of the music history, man.
But it really, for me, put in amazing perspective what a producer actually is and what they do. And then from there, from when I saw that, having learned about all these other producers in these, and then going back and watching, the making of Sacrament. Is that the one where the producer made Randy run around the block a bunch of times to get the right scream? Stuff like that, man. Like, that is fucking gold to me. That is, that's how they did that? What? Like,
that's always been a cool part of that record to me. Like, you could, that's really one of the more, like, just honest points of it. Like, just that overall, like, what all went into it and stuff. Because a lot of times, like, you don't get that unless you either hear it and you like kind of know what's going on, but like it's just the backstory of like what all went into like this experience and like just the overall just creative process, because everybody's is different. It doesn't matter like who it is, or like, everybody's got their different like little like rituals or little things that like go into just the overall writing process and stuff. So it's cool to me to kind of like have an inside look at like
peek behind the curtain. I love it. So yeah, that's, I guess I just wanted to, we've been talking all week. I felt like I had stuff on my chest about it. I just felt like you and him were incredible. I felt like I could have done a few things better. But we're growing, we're learning, we're adapting, and that's part of it. And while I wish I had done certain things better, I'm really glad that I had this learning experience. I'm glad it was still an amazing episode. I'm glad Keith had a really good time. I can't wait to have him back on. I would love to talk to Katie. I think the keyboardist, I think she would be an incredible, because she has some other projects as well that she works on. I think she would be, she's just a machine, dude. I think she'd be a great guest. There's a
really just, it's because it sounds like a lot of all of them are super like well versed and different.
Everybody I feel like has been in a lot of other bands, so they've got a lot of experience combined. And that's another thing about them, is that they've gone through so many different member changes, and it's always such a big group. They're not 9, but they're usually like 6 or 7 strong. Typically. And that really, the wide variety of, it's the eclectic backgrounds that they all come from, the different musical tastes they all have, really come through in the music. There's no one category you can put this into. There's elements of black, thrash, death, everything, grind, whatever. Like, whatever you like, you'll find it in there. And when the way they bring it all together and mix it all up is just beautiful. Like, I can't get enough of it.
That's really cool.
Especially Monument. And Monument and This Is Hell are the two I've heard the most, so they're my most favorite. But I need to go back and listen to the first 3 quite a bit more.
Stuff. I liked it's
first 3 or 4.
They're like a, because I always liked I don't want to say, like, because they're very much like Carnifex with like bleeding through / like Winds of Plague kind of like instrumentals.
I would have said more, to me I'm like, they're like
metal, I'd say probably.
To me, I'm like a cross between Dahlia and Winds. That's kind of what I've, because they're from Toledo, Ohio, but yet they still have that fucking, maybe it's a Midwestern thing, maybe it's not just a Michigan thing, but these Michigan bands, Dahlia, Battlecross, fuck, I just lost one, sorry, but them too, and Recorruptor and Bog Wraith, yes. You guys all have this, it's a sound that I don't hear coming from anywhere else, and maybe I'm just ignorant, but it's a real unique sound, and they kind of have that same thing going on.
It's either like black and deathcore stuff, or like a mix of like black metal and like death metal. I feel like. I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, there is a really unique sound that's coming out of most. I would say I would probably bring it more down to like the Midwest kind of stuff, because there is, I feel like, a specific sound when you talk about like these kind of areas and stuff. And
I don't feel like anybody fucking else talks about it.
So.
Like, this is the Mad Notes.
Yeah.
This is the Mad Notes, bro.
It all is, yeah.
Like, holy shit. Yeah. So I just want to talk about that for a minute. Thank Keith again if you're watching this. Jesus, man, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Like, it really blew our minds that happened, and it was incredible. And those were some of the best fucking stories ever, dude, ever. Like, oh, so cool. I loved it. So thank you so much. We can't wait to have you back, and we hope everybody really enjoyed. We hope you all enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed doing it. Genuinely, it was phenomenal. Next up, where do I want to go here? Yeah, gonna have to bring it down a little bit.
What you got?
Because this is something that you told me 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
Right after we finished, you already know.
Yeah.
Right after we finished, before the episode with Keith, the episode we had done before that, right after we finished the episode, Aaron informed me.
Do we have confirmation on this? Like 100%.
Yeah, because I feel like I looked it up the next day.
I just want to be sure. Like
I know, I do too. But I'm pretty sure I did, in fact, get confirmation. Well, hold on. Let's see here. They are still. Ooh.
Wait, hold off on that one.
They haven't posted in a month.
Yeah.
And they were posting very regularly.
Yeah. I know all like back in the day kind of stuff.
Yeah. Which is what all the venues are doing right now. But they do still have like future events listed that definitely aren't happening this year.
Let's wait on it.
Hold on. I saw something that had it confirmed, dude. Hold on. Let me just.
The only thing I've seen of it is just like comments from people, but there's never been like a specific post about it from the source.
No. They're definitely.
I have valid reasons to believe that.
Okay, whose comments? Who commented? Here, I'll mute you. Tell me one name. I'll mute. All right,
I really don't know. It was something that I think either Alex or Chase posted to the.
God damn it! Yeah, I can't.
To the chat or something.
Everything that's kind of coming up in the search is like really, really old.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me try something. Sorry. You're seeing behind the scenes. Oh.
Ooh, that was a pop.
Oh. Wow, we're really, really burying the lead on this, aren't we? We're putting this shit 6 feet in the ground before we talk about it. Okay,
I just want to be sure.
Okay, well, here's what Aaron told me. He possibly gained some information that said that one of our we may be seeing that we know of the first closure due to COVID in Michigan in terms of venues.
Yeah.
Which is a really big deal for us, and specifically this particular venue called The Loft is in Lansing, Michigan, and it has unbelievably significant meaning to both Aaron and I. From seeing the likes of Dahlia, you saw As I Lay Dying and Winds.
Oh man, I've just about died there.
Winds a Plague.
Couple of times.
I almost died at one of your shows.
I know.
So,
yeah, man.
someone fucking popped me with a flying fist, and I broke my nose in one of Aaron's pits in that place. And not only that, the day Aaron and I met, we met in his former lead singer Sisto's driveway. And then we went to the Loft for him to play the first show with Medica ever.
Yeah, man.
That's the day we met.
Dude, yeah. That was like the first show I'd played with him, too. That was our release show.
Yes, the CD release show for the album. Yep. And
Yeah, a lot of history there. Man.
Lots, dude.
I was pretty bummed about that.
So much, and then just jumping from that, having worked with Medica and Magnolia and Bog Wraith, having helped you guys load in and out and set things up and selling the merch and this and that. Mm-hmm. I've seen every inch of that building, and man, like, so yeah, but I did just find their most recent post, granted, is from June 25th, so a pretty long time ago.
Well, that's sort of like, what we were kind of getting at was that, like, there's no actual like post saying like, hey, we're closed up, but there's a lot of like the fact that they haven't really posted anything, the fact that like there's been like a couple different like comments and stuff from like that I've seen, or that like
right
just
here
that we've shared around and stuff, like.
So someone on this most recent post, there's only 4 comments. One of them is, so what happened? Are you guys closing or not? This was 2 weeks ago. And then someone responded 1 week ago, wondering the same thing. They deleted that post very quickly. I'm curious about what post he was talking about. I don't know what that means. Maybe they don't know yet. Maybe it is just up in the air. Maybe they still have a chance. Yeah. But if that comes out and we end up finding out that we've lost one of our only 2 venues in this fucking city, well, man, that's gonna hurt.
I mean,
there's sting.
Yeah, and as far as like, I mean, there's other venues, like other smaller like bar side venues like the Ave and Green Door and stuff. But as far as
having a pit in there.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, speaking from like just like a hard like a heavy music sense, like these places are the only real spots that
they're the only outlets
ever really gave it. No,
I mean, the metal bands have played the Avenue. I guess I'm not giving enough credit to the Avenue.
We have played the Ave before.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Dagon.
I think first year or two that we were a band, we played there a couple of times. And it was always cool for
It's not bad. It's not a bad stage.
Yeah.
I dig it.
It's a small.
It's very small.
Kind of an interesting setup, but yeah, man, like, aside, I'd say really Max and Max specifically has been
Max mostly.
Yeah. More, I guess more so recently within the last like 5 or 6 years, because I've seen, I've seen some incredible shows at the Loft.
Oh my god!
But I've had more memories and more like significant things happen at Max than I have probably at the Loft, and Max is like that's like a landmark at this point.
It should be.
Like,
it should be.
Anybody who's lived in the Lansing area has a story from there, basically.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
just some kind of.
Even know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing.
So.
It's an incredible venue.
Yeah.
It's this dark, dirty little dinge hole.
Yeah.
But it's just a place that.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. We love it so much. But man, you told me that, and then I can't remember what it was right now, but I remember looking it up the next day and feeling like I remember feeling like I got some kind of confirmation on that through something.
Yeah.
And it just made my heart drop into my stomach. Like I
felt pretty shitty about bringing it up, because like it was like just such a downer moment, like kind of thing. And I completely forgot that like I never said anything about it.
But this is what we've been talking ever since the beginning of the pandemic. We've been talking about this, the possibility of this, our concern about this, and how there are certain places that I will ruin my credit to not let die. Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck credit. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Go to hell. Fucking, I'm saving this place. Like, I'll find a way. Like, this is more important than anything. And, yeah, man, like that. I really hope we don't. I really hope we don't lose that one, because as much as I adore Max, I will give props where props are due to the Loft, in that they typically do get more national headlining acts.
Yeah.
Not often.
For the first little while, yeah.
But we saw them last year there.
Yeah, man.
So
a couple of times.
Jesus.
I remember I saw them and Cannabis Corpse and Beast in the Field, Devil's Night at the Loft.
Oh.
Like
yeah, that was the one. That was the one I didn't. That's when I didn't go to that one.
That was when they were like fresh off the Ritual tour, man.
Yeah.
That was such a like. Oh, I get like goosebumps from even thinking about that, and like just even seeing like just like Thyard's Murder on the Coffin Dragger tour with Dark Sermon and Rings of Saturn and Fit for an Autopsy and fucking. Like,
you saw that there?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Wait, was it one of the ones without CJ?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was around that weird time. I think it was like just after Holy War came out.
Okay. Yeah, Coffin Dragger tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tracks on the album.
Yeah, man. Between that and gosh, we go on. We could make a whole episode about this. Yeah. And if that should happen, and if we get like confirmation, we should do like a tribute episode to it, because I feel like that's pretty important. Like
no, 100%.
Yeah.
What? Aaron.
This is what life is like planning this podcast. I'll say something and it'll just like stop, and I'll be like, I was into something, like I struck a nerve of some kind, like every time. Yeah.
They all just saw what happens like every fucking day.
Yeah.
Aaron. Like when we're texting, that's what's going on in my head. Aaron. Like fucking dude, we not. Oh my god. Okay, I need to send some emails tomorrow because.
Well, let's.
Well, we're gonna wait. Yeah, we gotta wait. We've gotta, but I don't want to wait too long. Like maybe I should reach out to someone to see if I can get it confirmed, and then if it does get confirmed before it's too late, son of a fucking bitch, Aaron, what if we could do an episode from inside of the loft before it's gone, and on that episode we get Sisto and Ryan and Justin and Clint, and we just go off. Like, how fucking insane would that be? From inside, from where we all came together for the first time in a lot of ways. Like,
met a lot of friends there. That was like art. Fucking when a Medica like CD release show, fucking.
What was that album called? Blissfilled Delusion.
Yeah. I'm not on it, by the way. But that's another conversation.
We've talked about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, before Recorruptor was Recorruptor, it was Condition Critical, and I remember specifically, like, we were all too cool to talk to each other at the time. At least we thought, but like, like it was just more like it's where I met them for the first time, or like saw their band for the first time, and it's. Just I've had a lot of people like say like, oh, that's where I saw you for the first time play or whatever, and just like, there's
it's where I did.
Yeah.
I mean, even Alex from Recorruptor, he used to be in Blue to Gray.
Yeah.
He'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Man, that would be such a cool episode.
Yeah, I think we should run with that idea.
Dude. Like, that would be sick.
But hey, we can't give away too much of the secret sauce. We gotta
keep it. Okay, we're gonna keep it.
But
rolling.
potentially, yes. If
fingers crossed, it's not closed.
Yeah.
I would be actually happier to never do that. Because that means it stayed open.
Yeah.
So one way, even if we can't do it from the inside of the loft, I think we should. We'll figure out something anyway. Yeah.
If anybody listens to this and they hear this, if you have any way of like getting us in contact with anybody that could potentially like let us know about this stuff, or like,
I would even love to have the current owner of the loft on, whoever's running it. I'd love to talk to you if you have any way of seeing this right now. I could probably figure out who they are and just reach out. But anything's helpful. Like if you have any fucking awesome stories from the loft, reach out, comment below.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear these fucking I love this place. I love hearing your stories. So that would be awesome.
Majority of the ones that you have, we probably have similar ones of the same shows.
We might have been there. We might have been there right next to you. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
If you're a guy that was throwing his fist around and hit someone in the face,
we want to talk to you.
At a Bog Wraith show, you broke my nose. I'm not mad. It was amazing. I want to talk to you, okay? It was quite frankly, it was fucking amazing to me that I had been in that many pits and nothing had ever been broken. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen eventually. Like, so I wanted that. How crazy would it be if we got that guy, dude? Are you serious?
Yeah.
If I get a fucking message tomorrow or after this gets posted saying, I think I'm the guy that broke your nose, I'm going to freak out, dude. I'm going to freak out.
Yeah.
For the record, too, just so everybody knows, we are recording this right now on Thursday, August 20th at 10:25 p.m. Sorry. And the reason why that's significant, I don't know if this I don't know if this episode will come out tomorrow or if it'll come out Monday yet. Probably Monday because I got a pretty busy day tomorrow. That's out. Funeral Corridor, dude. New album from Recorruptor is out now. You can get this beautiful flag. Oh my goodness, it's sexy. It's soft. It's even, look at this. It's even got the fucking metal holes right here. So it's all, you don't got to ruin it to put the fucking thumbtacks in it. And
man, you use some command strips, man. We're living.
No, yeah, I had duct tape on one of them.
I guess that cork is kind of a, anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, that is hard to push into. But yeah, Funeral Corridor, Recorruptor, out fucking now. Listen to this shit. It will blow your fucking mind. Blow your mind. I can't wait till we do a Dark Reflections episode about it. I've already heard it way too many times. It's amazing. So shout out to our brothers. Yes. And go back and listen to that episode with Clint. He was on doing a whole thing about when they announced the album, which makes me. I hope I can get him and at least one more, Caleb, to come on and talk about not the Clint already did a big episode about the album, so the next time they come on, it can just be to promote and we can just have fun, shoot the shit. That'd be a blast.
What I guess I owe them an episode because I don't know. I missed the one with Seth and Alex.
So, they were on. That was a great one, man. Us three had I just melded with them so quickly. Like we were all, we were all just so excited about everything. It was great. Shit. All right. Moving on from the loft. I guess I want to talk to you about some things. You been watching anything cool? You've seen anything new lately? If not, it's fine, because I have. And I can go off.
Nothing I can really think of. I watch a lot of YouTube stuff, but that's about it.
Oh, every day. Yeah. Every day. It's the endless YouTube cycle. I'm
not gonna tell you what it is, but y'all should check out Unis Honest. Anyway.
You might have already on a couple episodes ago, but it is pretty cool.
It's a different concept.
It's a really cool. It's artistic. It's a very artistic concept that I dig.
There's things about it that's like it's very like dark humor almost, but like some of it is also like just like comedy stuff. Some of it has nothing to do with like being serious, which is why sometimes it's a little bit hard to promote and like tell people about, because a lot of it's like kind of ridiculous stuff after a little while, but like. I mean, dude, like
if you describe something to me like that, I'd be like, I want to watch it.
Well, I don't know, like at a time when like just there's like nothing really like entertaining, like just like trying to look for something different that like catches my attention and stuff. And for some reason that's it. So, but yeah.
Just because this just popped in my head, I don't know if you have HBO or not, but my roommate does, and they just dropped a new show. Executive producers include J.J. Abrams and Jordan motherfucking Peele.
New show?
Oh, I fucking love Jordan Peele and everything he does.
Is that a new show you said?
A new show called Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country. Episode 1 dropped last Sunday, episodically every Sunday. I think there's going to be like 7 or 8 episodes in this season. And Aaron, that first episode fucking floored me. Like fucking unbelievable, dude. Because you haven't seen it. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. I'm not going to. Lovecraft Country. You know who H.P. Lovecraft was? He's the one that invented Cthulhu and shit.
Yeah. That's Cthulhu. Why it kind
of. Yeah. Oh, dude. And it's
I have seen like pictures of this. I haven't looked into it yet.
All I'm going to tell you, it is viscerally intense. It is constantly intense. And the acting is superb. The writing is superb. And all I'll tell you is one of my reactions while I was watching the show. I literally said to my roommate, hang on. So we got to fight against racists and monsters? That was one of my reactions. So, dude, it just blew me away. I'm pretty sure I didn't count it, but I'm pretty sure the first episode was like an hour and a half long. It was a chunk. It was long. And I was just blown away, man. It was beautiful. And I love the main characters so I would just instantly. It's so rare that you just instantly love a character within a few lines.
Yeah. Just
the way their mannerisms, their postures, their facial expressions. I'm in. I'm all in on you. Phenomenal. I highly recommend it to everyone. But
I've always kind of been into that style of storytelling and stuff, and that kind of world of Lovecraft, because it's just some weird shit. It's some real
there's some kind of huge mystery, overarching mystery in this show that has in no way, one episode deep, has not been revealed at all, but it has something to do with Lovecraft's work. The monsters that he wrote about appear to be real, I guess is what I'm saying in the show.
Damn.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's outstanding.
I gotta lock into some shows, man.
I know you do. You're way behind. You're way behind. You're way behind on stuff.
I would just rather watch a movie, I guess.
Which is a wonderful segue.
Well, hey, and it's not because I'm trying to watch Ozark. I'm trying to watch The Rain because the 3rd season of that just came out. And try to watch all these other things. I started watching not to mention the countless ones that you mentioned to me, it's
The Boys, yeah. Watchmen. What was the other one I've been talking about with the Nazis?
What was that called?
Hunters.
Yeah,
Hunters. Great show.
That was sick too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whew. And me and Josh even just started. This is an old show that we were everybody's been telling us it's good. Let's watch a couple episodes. 3 episodes in, we're like, wow, this is actually really good. Yeah. It's called Mr. Robot. I'm sure you heard of it.
Yeah.
Dude, you might want to give that one a peep. It is the most Dexter feeling show I've watched since Dexter. And as a matter of fact, the first person that ever told me to watch it is my uncle, Preston's dad, the same person that got me into Dexter. So,
damn.
Yeah, it's very, because he does the narrating. And,
I love that.
Oh, I love that. And it's all there are literally certain points where I was like, was that a Dexter impersonation?
Yeah.
Were you really that sounded a little too Dexter? It's not about a serial killer. It's about a hacker.
Oh, okay.
But phenomenal so far. Actually, there is one other TV show that I did want to give a shout out to real quick because I don't feel like it's getting the look that it deserves. The Osbournes are back on TV.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new show yet.
The Osbournes want to believe.
Yeah, that's right.
The Osbournes want to believe. That's what it's called. And
dome face out of the way.
Beautiful face.
Anyway,
and what it essentially is, and I don't know if anybody follows anybody but Ozzy, but I do. I follow all of them, actually. And Jack, in particular, his career, I've so loved watching him do the things that he's done. Because I feel like he just is a guy I'd be able to hang, he'd be the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a lot in common, because he started being the host of, or doing a lot of these, paranormal shows. He's had more than one. He's gone through quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And going through, I've watched them all. And going through them, much like I was talking about earlier with podcasting, watching him grow as like a TV host, dude, he's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, he's a really great host of something like that. Like, phenomenal, man. He's really got a really incredible knack for that. Like, I find myself wanting to watch just him. I don't care what situation he's in. I just want to watch him. Kind of like a Gordon Ramsay or an Anthony Bourdain in a sense. You know what I mean? I'm just interested in them.
Yeah.
You know? I don't care what they're doing.
I definitely got that vibe from him. And it was kind of ever since that Jack and Ozzy's World Tour that I saw, which is incredible, by the way. Like, and I actually have to watch like just I don't know, the rest of it, I guess. I don't know where I left off on it.
How many times have I texted you watching that show? This is just full-fledged Ozzy being like every episode. Yeah. He's like, I'm the Prince of fucking Darkness. Like, I'm the Prince of fucking Darkness. We're going fucking V. Yeah. I'm the fucking Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, exactly how I
so much. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
It's
exactly how I want him to be. You know.
Yeah.
Werewolf Ozzy,
yes.
Always here with us.
Yeah, that show was really like, and it's I guess like, I don't know, in terms of like TV shows, like I don't. It's weird because like I'm really into like not so much stuff that you have to like watch as like an episodic kind of thing, but I just like. I don't know. I like that kind of like informational kind of stuff,
or documentary
like
style.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what I found.
picked that up about you, actually.
I don't know why.
I picked that up about you. You like that Ancient Aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked that up, and I love that stuff too, dude. I know. Don't get me wrong. I love that stuff equally.
But there is
very much so.
There is definitely something about like a just a really good story that's cool. Like
that's what draws me. Yeah. Any TV show I watch, it can have the best acting, directing, writing, everything. But if the story isn't there, which is what I would argue about Doctor Who the last 4 or 5 seasons. The acting, the writing, the directing, it's all there. But the story, I guess that would be the writing. The story is not.
Yeah.
And it's always been disappointing. But this new Osborne show, I want to believe, is literally... So Jack's been doing a lot of paranormal shows. He personally has done. He has gone to the creme de la creme of haunted locations, my dream locations of investigating, and it's kind of hilarious what this show actually is, because during quarantine, my roommate and I will wake up around the same time, 1 to 3 in the afternoon, and we'll wake up, we'll each get a cup of coffee, and then we'll sit down at YouTube, and 9 out of 10 mornings he'll go, any new scary shit? And it's because I follow a gang of channels that multiple times a week will post top 5 or top 10 scariest videos ever caught on trail cam or CCTV or videos you don't want to watch at night and stuff like that. You know, lots of countdown scary haunted monster videos, whatever. You know, top 10 creatures caught in a lake, you know, whatever. So we watch those just fucking constantly, and we sit there and we pick them apart and debate on which ones we think are real or not. And that's essentially what this Osborne show is. It's Jack sitting down with Sharon and Ozzy and him showing them a bunch of videos like that. And then them talking about it, and Jack will go, on Jack's Woogie Boogie scale, where would you rate it? Like, I love it. I love it. Oh. It's a really, and it's really awesome. For me as a fan, it's really fucking awesome to hear the Prince of fucking Darkness talk about what he thinks, where he goes in that stuff when he sees those videos. And I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the ghost videos, every once in a while, he'll be like, they're only 2 or 3 episodes deep, so there's a lot more to go. But so far, the ghost videos don't seem to impress Ozzy very much. But the UFO videos, Ozzy is all fucking in on the aliens, bro. He's like, if there's a good one, he'll like sit forward, and his mouth will be open with his round glasses on.
Yeah.
And he'll just be into it. Oh, fuck. And then he'll talk about his theory about aliens. And what's even crazier is on the new album, he's got that song called Scary Little Green Men that Jason Momoa did the thing for.
About the aliens.
Scary Little Green Men. Yeah, like it's fucking, I love it. I absolutely adore that show. So if you're just an honest Osbourne's Ozzy fan and you just want more of them, I highly recommend it. It's very entertaining and a lot of fun.
It's pretty crazy that like they've been on TV for about as long as I can remember.
20 years.
Yeah.
The Osbournes debuted, I believe, in 2001.
Yeah.
So
that seems about right, because that's about the time where I remember like being familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was like after, like maybe it just ended, or like, but I don't know. Like it was like one of the first times that you ever kind of saw that you know, that like rock star kind of lifestyle in like a reality TV kind of setting.
Chef, I want a burrito.
Yeah. Like
my favorite line. I want a burrito. I love Chipotle. He loves Chipotle.
Yeah.
So do I. Chipotle is the best out of all three of them. But yeah, man, I guess that's the other part. So the Osbournes came, like I said, 2001. So I was 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with this shit.
It was, but I don't know. I guess what I was gonna say was like this. Like it's really like one of the rare times that I feel like we've seen like just a family, like a group of people, just like grow up in a way.
That's
like
exactly where I was going.
It's because I remember there was, you know, hearing stories about like Jack kind of like, you know, he's had quite the history of like, you know, medical health issues and all this other stuff and you know
just
you know, and just all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, just like finally seeing them do something that's like a little more like
we got to watch them grow through it, and come out the other side better than ever, and that's
how often you get that, like,
and that's and, dude. Can I tell you something? That's something that another great segue actually, like, because that's one of the giant reasons why I gravitated so heavily towards the very first podcast I ever really started. I need to hear every episode of this. Really got into was the Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
Oh yeah,
and that was because Jay was telling that same story. Like I got to hear his memoirs. If he were to ever write a book, I feel like the first 100 episodes of that podcast would be that book. His drug story, the beginning, knowing Kevin Smith, becoming Jay, and then the drugs, and then coming out of it. Like, and they end up being these incredible, funny, artistic, beautiful, insightful people that I just gravitate towards them for some reason. I love Jay. You know, Jack is an example. You know, there's I mean, God, there's tons of them. Randy isn't Randy Bly, Lamb of God? He's an example. Jamie Jasta is an example of that. I don't know if I would imagine Dez probably went through it, but I don't really know his story. He's never really talked about that very much publicly. Well, I imagine a lot of the musicians we love. As
far as like
going through it with drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would.
He's never really.
I know. He's like he doesn't. Well, I don't know if he drinks anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I feel like because I remember seeing that documentary about him. You Might Know Me from the Stage or something like that. It was a while ago, and like that whole thing about like them like get into a fight over just like being drunk and stuff, and so that kind of thing.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
It's a few years old, but I think it's like around like the Beast era, like just before Winter Kills.
Because I loved Beast.
Yeah,
I remember where I was the first time I heard the first single.
Yeah, Dead to Rights,
dude.
I gotta go back and every time I hear that.
Oh, they got a new album.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like drug stories and just like
I feel like tons of our idols.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's
part of the game. It seems like it's part of the
comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory.
Unfortunately, sometimes.
And you and I joke nowadays about how it's like, you know, if we were growing up in the 80s listening to Iron Maiden and Motley Crue and fucking Metallica and Megadeth, like everybody we would look up to is all about fucking like partying and fucking having fun and doing all that stuff. Now everybody we look up to is like, I love the environment. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sober.
It's a bit different. Yeah.
It's a bit different now, but I feel like it's better. I feel like there's more longevity to it. We're probably not gonna see a lot of our favorites die prematurely. We're probably gonna get to be with them for a long time yet, and they got a lot more gas in the tank to make more art for us, and so it's a different time though.
Yeah,
it's a different time.
I really feel like that was a big part of it. Is like
we've progressed.
Well, not only that, but we've even within the last 15, 20 years, man, we've lost some big names to a lot. Not to get too much of a downer, but and I guess my overall point is that happens enough times, and I feel like that kind of starts the conversation of well, maybe we should, maybe this isn't the thing anymore. Maybe it's the conversation kind of changes. Because
it's not. It was the thing, and it worked.
Yeah.
But it had to evolve.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you think about it, it's it's the era of the rock star.
Yes.
Is non-existent anymore.
Nope. Nope.
Which I think it kind of levels the playing field a little bit in some ways because we're kind of looking more for the the front man or the band that's just making the best stuff that's the best live or it's you're looking for other things rather than just somebody to entertain, I guess.
Who's the psycho?
Yeah. Which to me is it's about it's a lot more, and this is also coming from somebody that when I was getting into heavier stuff, heavy music or whatever, I was always kind of the I don't know, the hair metal 80s kind of thing, I was.
You never liked that.
I wasn't really a big fan of it, just because that was let's just drink and
Sex,
party and just
drugs, rock and roll.
And it wasn't really until I got
all night party. I mean, we still love Steel Panther.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, and I look at it a little bit differently now, but I feel like that's kind of the mindset of for one thing, the industry as far as what's acceptable in heavier music has kind of changed a bit. And
we have progressed.
Yeah.
And evolved. Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. But we are still.
I will.
Everybody still has a little Steel Panther in them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, I love Steel Panther.
So I don't know, it's definitely it's got. I wouldn't say it's. And I even hesitate saying this because it's not really the right term, but I don't know, it makes sense. It feels a little bit more. I'll say that more controlled. I was gonna say safer, but more controlled than it was in some ways.
Or controlled, because I mean, I guess you could say that in the context of the current climate, in a world of, you can get canceled for saying the wrong thing, even though nobody has ever said shit about Steve.
Well, I guess
amazes me.
Yeah,
but
I
get what you're saying, but I also feel like it's one thing outside of the party stuff, one thing metal has always done is reflect darker parts of society.
Yeah.
And that is still what it's doing. But now those parts are involving the environment.
Yeah. And
involving people's rights and abolishing things like sexism and racism and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's
very undeniable.
So I guess you could make the argument that it's safer in this environment, but at the same time they are still tackling heavy issues.
Yeah.
Heavy shit.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be fixed. And Yeah, so they're still kind of like doing that. There's still that part of it still exists.
Yeah.
You know, Rage Against the Machine. You know, like
yeah. I think
Megadeth.
It's chaos, and it's how like there's elements. I mean, there's always going to be the elements of what makes the live show or what makes like rock music or just heavy music, you know, chaotic and whatever. But I feel like it's more focused now, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's more the actual, which is kind of why like, you know, I've been kind of more drawn towards like the hardcore side of things, like instead of, you know, just because it's saying stuff and it's that like that chaos that like it's put into the music. It's not like a persona that somebody has of like, I'm crazy, this is the band I play with. It's more of like a, let's say something and let's make this chaos and let's, you know, have something to kind of show for it, as opposed to like, let's just be rock stars and just like, you know.
It almost. Yeah. No. Yeah. You just hit on that perfectly. Like it almost. It's almost like there have always been the political, social, serious side of things in heavy metal.
Yeah.
But it's almost like now the party, you know, hair metal shit. Like it's like if there's something that's not going to be really socially poignant, it's not going to be the party stuff anymore. It's going to be the horror movie on tape. It's going to be the Cannibal Corpse style, more in terms of lyrics at least and stuff like that. It's almost like that's replaced that in a weird way now that I think about it. But you actually just gave me two, because I started on one segue, but you actually double segued me here. Okay, so the first one I want to go down, the first path I want to go down is how we're talking now, you know, and there are other circumstances. Could you look up for me real quick who was the name of the original lead singer of Exodus?
Oh.
Yeah. The crazy man. You know, the Chris Farley of heavy metal. You know, what was the other guy's name? G. Allen? Wasn't he a psycho?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
infamous
shit and put it all over himself on stage, like that kind of crazy shit. Not that this guy did anything like that, but this guy that you're about to say, the Aussies, you know, like I do still wish there were guys like that, especially him, the one you're about to say, that I can't. Paul Bailoff. Wasn't that it? Something, maybe not Paul. I'm losing metal cred right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Paul Bailoff!
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know where you pulled that out of, but
neither do I.
Yeah, he was on
the recesses of my mind.
The demo he was on Bonded by Blood, Another Lesson in Violence, which is weird because I thought in that documentary they said he was only on Bonded by Blood.
I think it was the first two.
Maybe it was, yeah.
But
well, yeah.
By that documentary, you mean? Are we both forgetting the name of it right now? Son of a bitch. I was about to save you, and then it left me.
Murder on the Front Row.
Murder on the Front Row! Watch that shit immediately. Buy it.
Yeah.
Support it.
Stop this, watch that, come back to this.
Yeah.
We'll still be here.
Yeah. And also go back and watch the episode we did about
it. Yeah, you really just do that. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
Paul
no,
Bailoff.
just the I think
just how I just loved how, like, I
guess I forgot where my initial point was.
I love that kind of craziness.
Yeah.
I miss that kind of craziness in the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's even kind of changed because, like, you know, and that documentary is a perfect example of it. As far as like the change in the times and stuff, because, like, you know, thrash metal's, you know, and like just hardcore music's come a long way. You know, from like Black Flag and bands like that, and you know, to what it is now. And you know, there was definitely a time where like that was like the aggressive sound. That was like that was the big kind of movement and stuff, and then like thrash kind of took over that and stuff. And I feel like they were definitely a big part of the chaos that happened, and just like that overall like gatekeeper kind of stance on stuff, which is like for the time it makes sense because like that was it was all just kind of like it was like a weird like contest, like competition almost for like who could be like the most. And it's metal. It's
yeah.
It's how it is. So well to some degree I guess. But yeah, like his whole stance on like bashing on posers and like just that whole like
posers must die.
Yeah, that kind of thing, and like talking, like meeting people and just like seeing patches on their like vest or whatever, and then just being like, that's not metal, like that's not
Scorpions.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was trying to remember which one it was.
Shout out to Lords of Chaos.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a completely different movie. Dude,
remember when he met Varg?
Yeah,
Scorpions.
Yeah.
Great scene.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even that's kind of changed with it. As far as like just the because it's more of like a positive thing now. It's very much like
the subgenres have now like you're allowed to love Poison and Cannibal.
Yeah.
Because now, like I said earlier, a lot of the bands, especially the Midwest bands, you hear all the different fucking shit come through in their music. They're clearly influenced by everything.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that's kind of what's made a lot of like newer bands really interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different elements of stuff that doesn't really make sense. That they're like that wouldn't have made sense, but now it does because like, I feel like nobody's really like. I mean, unless you're like super into like a specific style and you're like pretty headlong into that. But even so, like, I don't really, I mean, you can't really. Like, I'm trying to remember which. I think it was Rob Zombie that was like, well, you can't be like the hard guy all the time. Like, you can't be the because then it's fake, and then it's like at some point like there's got to be a little bit of a switch. Like there's got to be And I feel like we're kind of hitting that point where it's like, well, why are we trying to like divide and like do something that's gonna like push people away from this when the scene is already like small enough as it is. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't fucking care what you like. If you're a metalhead, you're in the metal family. That's where I'm at. That's where I think it should be. That's where I think it's been growing to. That's what I want this podcast to promote. That's what Jamie Joss's podcast promotes. He has everybody on. He'll talk to anybody. Yeah. And that I think that's.
Well, and you gotta like to me, it's always been about not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
To me, it's always been about like whether or not you're doing or you're like using that as an influence or like part of your sound as far as like just different types of music, but like it's just giving appreciation to it.
Yes.
Just the fact that like it like that had to happen for us to get here now, and
exactly.
I feel like when I was first like getting into it, there was a lot of that like infighting. There was a lot of that like like or like, and it was mostly just my own just, like.
And when you're young, you join in.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah,
I was like, anything on the radio fucking sucks.
It took me a good few years to finally be like, you know what, it doesn't matter what it is. Like it's music to me. Like it like.
And if it tickles you, it tickles you.
Yeah.
Like if it gets to you, it gets to you. Like you shouldn't be afraid of it. Like if you like it, you like it. Don't be a fucking. Guess what? I listen to fucking Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, fucking Exodus, fucking Mayhem. You know what I mean? I listen to that shit, but I also listen to Poison.
Yeah.
I also listen to James Blunt.
Hey.
And I don't give a fuck. And fuck anybody. Like I like what I like,
Yeah.
I just like what I like. And to me that's metalhead. Even if you're talking about something that isn't metal, fuck you, I like what I like. That's what being a metalhead is.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you have no control. You have no control almost. Whatever hits you.
Yeah.
You don't have control over that.
Yeah.
That's
why, like, I don't know. I definitely,
crazy.
Definitely. I mean, there's been. Sorry, man. My brain is all over the place tonight.
That's fine.
Let's see. Yeah, like it's kind of why I've been, a bit more like. I guess it depends on like the week or like just kind of what I'm feeling.
Depends on your mood.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there are weeks where like I will straight up listen to, like last week or like earlier on in the week I was pretty heavy into like like Cytotoxin and you know those kind of bands, and then all of a sudden like the other day it was like Spirit Box and fucking like the Contortionist and
folk metal.
Yeah, murder folk and
Murder folk.
and yeah, like
dude, yeah, no, 100%. Like there are some days where it's nothing but fucking Thy Art and Cattle.
Yeah.
Then the next day it'll be Parkway. Then the next day it'll be Jesse Stewart, Cold Beer.
Yeah, something.
I'm sure none of you check out Jesse
dude,
Stewart. Trust me. Look up the song Cold Beer and Marauder. You know, it literally just depends on the mood in the day. 100%, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
It was but it took me a while to kind of get to that point, and I kind of realized like.
Don't be afraid of what you like.
Well, I've always
curve into it. It'll provide you with more resources to pull from when you're creating.
Yeah. Well, I always liked Corey Taylor's stance on it.
Yeah.
Is like he's like I don't have any like guilty pleasures because
yes.
I don't really have
Yes.
anything to be guilty about as far as music.
I think
like,
he's
it's
the
all-
one I heard say that, and I
Yeah.
went, you know what? Fuck everybody. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. Like I like what I like, and fuck off.
Yeah.
Like it's just what gives me goosebumps, and what makes my heart pump, and
Yeah.
what makes me feel.
Well, there's also that, you know, the other side that I've kind of hit on is like, you know, what does that for me? Like the same thing might be like somebody might hear like, you know, like country song or like just whatever they're into. Like it just kind of like hits that same whether or not it makes any sense to
No.
me. But like I've had that like growing, you know, just like I guess I'm less like judgmental of it because I recognize like what does it matter? Like it's I'm not listening to it, so it doesn't like it's not for me, so I don't really.
Here's what I call that, dude. When this hasn't happened in a long time, especially since I've been out of school, quarantine, you know, all this shit. It doesn't happen that often anymore. But I feel like especially in school, you know, you're forced into group projects. College, you're forced into group projects and stuff like that. And you want to find your way. You want to find something to get along with these people with. You want to find something you have in common with them.
Yeah.
So I would always ask them what kind of stuff they listen to. But then I started to figure out exactly what you just did. And in my head, I always called it figuring out someone else's metal.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are they? Because ultimately it's just a passion.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a passion. So what is that? It might not be metal. It might be country music. It might be fucking pottery. It might be painting. It might be fucking fishing. I don't give a shit. I want to find your metal. Because I know that if I can get you to talk about the thing you're passionate about, it will fire me up. It will fire me up. I'll be able to talk to you about it. And I love that. Talking to people, finding their passions. And I always, I had that epiphany once where I was like, just find their metal. Everybody has a metal. Just find their metal.
Yeah.
Like that was the way I would go into it. Yeah. Like that's definitely, I agree with you.
So,
I've had that realization as well.
Took me
I
guess it really was kind of like around the time when like, you know, graduate and stuff, and you kind of like just, I don't know, you get kind of tired of like caring about what other people are interested in to a, you know, because I guess let me back out, because it's not so much that I don't care about it, it's that like it's not for me, I guess.
And hey, guess what? Not everybody, like that's what I mean. A big bad way. That's what I mean by finding their metal is not everybody else's metal is even music. You know, you might be talking to somebody that's impartial.
I see. Yeah.
I listen to some country, I listen to some Metallica, I listen to some fucking AC, you know, whatever. Like, listen to some Justin B, you know, like whatever. Like, so it's finding their metal even if it isn't music. And I remember having kind of that like realization, that click in my head, and it really made me go, why, like, don't get mad because somebody likes, like, just because somebody digs some kind of music does not mean they feel about it the way you feel about metal. And that's what I was doing in my head, and that's wrong. Like, I need to find the thing that they feel the way I feel about metal. That's where we're going to connect, not on what music they listen to. You know what I mean? Because odds are they don't listen to metal.
Yeah.
Statistical odds are they do not even like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
It's very true. Very true.
That's a big one, and it's a good one because it really like gave me a new look on people and less judgmental and stingy and garbagey and just more like curious and interested. And I mean, sometimes I'm genuinely fascinated by other people's interests. Really am. So, but anyway, we've really gotten off topic here. One of the perfect segues you set me up for like an hour ago was the rock stars, the people being crazy.
Yeah.
Well, another one of those people that I am undeniably drawn towards is Steve-O.
Oh, yeah. He's been making a lot of moves and a lot of...
The podcast is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And I wanted to give a shout out to his new special called Gnarly, which is available on his website for only $10. Okay? I paid it. And I would have paid $20 after watching it. Okay? Like all day. Yeah. Dude, fucking go. First of all, he's a really good stand-up.
Yeah. I don't...
He's figured it out.
Yeah. He's got a kind of a different style to it. It's
this special in particular.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't really have a reference to what you're saying. But.
This special in particular is him doing a straight up stand-up show, but he will often tell stories, and he'll pepper in clips from those stories that were filmed.
Oh yeah.
To give you a visual reference.
Yeah.
And then he brings out his friends, and we know who his friends are,
yeah, on
stage to perform stunts live.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to give anything away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking tell you but what man, there's one I want to tell you so bad. I can't even begin. I can't do it. I don't want to ruin it. Buy the fucking special. Yeah. Buy the fucking special. Like, I'm not going to fucking say anything because I have such a deep love and respect for him right now. I don't want to ruin any of it. And I didn't know it going in. It was just, I mean, man, he's superhuman. Like, he is a Superman. Like, he is so fucking undeniably hysterical, really figured out. He's been doing it for 10 years. Yeah. He figured out the craft of stand-up. There used to be a comedy club in Lansing, Michigan called Connections Comedy Club, and the week that it closed, one of the last nights that it was ever open, right across the street from Connections Comedy Club Comedy Connections isn't there anymore, but right across from that building still stands a Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah.
And one night, I fuck with you not, my roommate and I were in the drive-thru of that Taco Bell, and I was sitting there, and I looked up, I saw Comedy Connections, and I was like, you know who's in there right now? He goes, who? I go, Steve-O. Because I followed them on Facebook, so I know he was there that night.
I think I remember when that happened.
I hate myself so much for never going to that place, and granted, I just wasn't into comedy in the way, or podcasts and stuff the way I am now.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I feel that.
I did not have an understanding of that art yet at all, or either of those arts, but man, he was right there. And this special is so fucking amazing. If you love Steve-O, if you grew up with Jackass, if you cried laughing during Jackass 2 when they fucking glued the fucking pubes to the guy's face.
So, yeah, they like kidnapped him. Yeah. Yeah, that was...
Jesus Christ.
That was something. That was, yeah. I honestly, like, sometimes I can't believe they got away with some of the stuff that they did.
I want to give it away so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you need to fucking see this thing.
I'll
need to fucking see this thing.
One of my favorite episodes of of his podcast so far is the one with Wee Man.
You been listening to it?
Yeah. I've like here and there episodes.
Yeah.
I haven't like heard all of them, but yeah, the one with Wee Man.
Hands down, one of my favorites so far.
He was
hands down
the one where he's talking about the giant hand, which is dude that
one of my favorite.
Gets me going
Every time when
yeah.
Bam gets hit, dude. Oh
yeah,
you cannot see that and not start crying. Just tears, bro.
Yeah, that one sticks out to me.
I loved that one.
Yeah,
I loved that one.
I had to.
He's in the special. I'll give that away.
Yeah,
Wee Man's in the special.
I had like there were parts of the last movie that I had to skip because I don't
remember much of 3D. I know I saw it, but I don't remember it as much as 1 and 2 for some reason. I don't know why.
It's not because that was the one before Ryan Dunn passed away, wasn't it?
We'd have to double check that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
I don't. Well, in any case, yeah. Like I know he was on a bunch of it. And
he was in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Double check.
Jamie?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because they haven't done another movie since that happened.
They are working on one right now.
Yeah.
Well, they were right before the pandemic, actually. As a matter of fact, Steve-O tells a story on his podcast that. Sorry, I keep popping. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't think it'll come through because it's not going into red. So I don't know what that is. But
he's just
so Steve-O was on the set filming Jackass 4. He got the phone call from his tour manager.
Yeah, Ryan Dunn was in Jackass 3D.
When did he pass away? What year? Well, okay, just what year did
2011?
And then when 3D came out?
That was let me see. 2010. So it was a year. Yeah.
Okay. No, Steve-O tells a story on his podcast that he was on set of Jackass 4 filming, got the phone call from his manager saying, you sell out small clubs too quickly. You're not playing small clubs anymore. You're moving up to theaters.
Yeah.
We can't do clubs anymore. And then the next week, coronavirus.
Yep. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Shut down production, shut down his touring, shut down everything. But that is around the same time he started the podcast, and now the podcast is doing wonderful. He's had incredible guests.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy for him. I just love the number one guest I want him to have on his show is Jay.
That'd be
Jason
awesome.
Mewes.
Yeah.
Because to me, those two are kin.
Yeah.
Like they are.
Yeah.
So similar to me, and their stories and their experiences and what they went through. I really feel like they would fucking gold, dude. Just gold. I don't know if they've ever known each other. I don't know if they've ever met or anything like that. But that, like, as a fan of both of them, I'm like, how the fuck are these two not best friends?
Yeah.
How is Steve-O not Silent Steve? What the fuck? Like, or Jay is JO2 or something. I don't know. Like, let's do something here. Let's do something. Let's will this into existence, people. Let's get these two incredible human beings together, because I mean, dude, their stories have helped me. Like, I've never fucking, we drink on the podcast or whatever, but I've never struggled with drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? I'm not that. I don't have that. So but even outside of that, just hearing their story has helped me in other ways, other facets of life and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, they mean a lot to me, man. I really look up to them. I think they're really awesome people. I look up to Steve-O. Let that settle for a minute.
Well, it's pretty crazy that.
And I look up to the guy that went fuck, mother fuck, noise. Yeah. So these are my heroes, people. These are who you're dealing with. So this is who you're fucking fuck off. This is who you're fucking dealing with. And
it's crazy to me that because Jackass was a weird thing to me. when I was little.
I loved it
because I didn't. It came around. It came around at a time where, for one, I wasn't allowed to watch it. I'm gonna date myself a little, but I wasn't, because it was just like, I don't know, like it was too obscene for my like 6 or 8 year old, however old I was.
I mean, 6, 8 is a little early.
Yeah.
For Jackass.
Maybe it was.
I will give you that.
I don't know how. I was somewhere. I was at least like, maybe like, I'd say like 10 or 12 before I actually like started to watch a little bit. To which I was like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like, but it's weird that like we've seen so much of them, and like they're almost like their own like kind of like stunt men in a way. Like, their
100%.
own style, and it's really cool to see like the the overall like how much the like the concept of it has changed, and how much like just they're household names whether you know the show or not, and
we've gotten to grow with them, much like the Osbournes.
Yeah.
And it's a very unique thing, and it's a very like it's unique. Yeah, it's weird. It's unique. It's special though, And I'm sure because they got a lot. The Osbournes, Jackass, Eminem, they all got tons of hate.
Yeah.
And for me, as a kid, it was I saw Eminem, and it was kind of before I was even into music at all, or metal or anything, but I was like, ooh, why does everybody hate him? Why is he the bad guy? Yeah. Why is he... But yet he's just talking shit to all this Backstreet Boys bullshit that I fucking hate anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I hated all that pop music. So, and this guy's throwing a fucking needle in the eye of all of it. And for some reason everybody's hating on him, but yet he's the biggest ever.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same time as Jackass for me. So I was just, before I was into metal, I just gravitated towards that stuff that like all the fucking the prim and proper fucking people wanted to be like, we need to get this off. This is bad. This is fucking evil. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gravitated towards the darker side of things even before I knew what metal was. Like, those were some of my first, like, kind of introductions into a sort of something that became bigger than anything, but still was a part of some kind of counterculture thing, Yeah. And so yeah, it was just something I really. But for me, I was already 10, 11, 12 when this stuff started happening and became as big as it was, to where I could watch it on MTV.
Yeah.
That's dating myself.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where I first saw it, man. Like.
Holy shit!
I remember when, not to get too far off, but MTV actually playing music videos and shit. Like,
Dude, Trailer Park Girls Go Round Me Outside. Dude, that's the first place I ever saw that video, was on MTV. Yeah. I would watch it at fucking 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning before I went to fucking school.
Yeah.
And I would literally, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, see, this is what my parents were always like, my dad likes that song, which is insane. Yeah. My dad. Yeah. You would never have guessed that, but he actually likes that song. Yeah. He likes Lose Yourself. He likes the fucking, so he never was like, no, you can't watch this. You know what I mean? So
very much like a, kind of in the same vein as like Jackass was, I guess.
They never said I couldn't watch it. Like, it was just people being stupid. Yeah. Like, they thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
But they didn't care if I.
Yeah.
They knew I wasn't going to do any of that shit, so.
I don't know. I guess, like, I don't really know why, like, even still, like, sometimes I watch it, I'm like, dude, what is the appeal of this? Like.
It's just funny.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just
sometimes
funny.
Like, everybody's kind of got their, like, thing that just makes them, like.
It's just funny. Yeah. It's just funny. It tickles. I feel like it tickles that, like, adolescent part of our brains that probably still exists because we're still metalheads and nerds. We still love comics and video games and nerdy shit, and metal kind of like goes into that. Corpse Grinder plays World of Warcraft and likes D&D, I think, and you know what I mean? It all kind of meshes together in a weird way. But when we're young boys, shit, you grew up kind of out into, not a city, like rural area.
Small town.
Did you ever blow up a cinder block?
Mm-mm.
Me and Preston blew up quite a few. We would take the empty CO2 canisters from his airsoft rifle, fill it with gunpowder, and blow it up cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, set shit on. I remember one time. Yeah, I mean, this is a fucking childhood, like, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Big quotes. You know what I mean? Like, nothing ever really. Yeah, we made out, but called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, but. You know what I mean? It was too young for it to be real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember one of them gave me a fucking, and I was already in the metal at this point, obviously. One of them gave me a fucking, and I've always, I don't hate it anymore, but when I was younger, I had a real big disdain for SpongeBob. I didn't understand why anybody liked it. I thought it was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. And fuck off. Like, I did not like SpongeBob. So for Valentine,
how could you not?
I hated it, dude. I fucking hate. I was still on Ren and Stimpy, Hey
yeah,
Arnold, Doug Funny. Like, I was on that shit, dude. Fucking Tales from the Crypt. You know what I mean? Like, SpongeBob was.
It took a
fuck you.
It took a little while for it to get.
There was nothing metal about that at all.
No.
Like, Beavis and Butthead. Like, that's my shit. Like, fucking she gave me a fucking. One of them gave me a fucking, like, if I tell the story. One of them gave me a fucking SpongeBob stuffed animal for, like, Valentine's Day or something. And after we broke up, me and Preston took a couple sticks, made a cross, tied it to it, put it upside down, lit it on fire.
Jesus.
After we broke up.
Yeah.
After we broke up, for the record, I was angry about the breakup, so.
What do you do? Yeah.
We're going to crucify SpongeBob. I crucified SpongeBob. That's a thing that happened once. Me and Preston in his backyard. And it, like, melted in a really weird way. I'll never forget it. It was, like, made out of, like, some kind of... It was a stuffed animal, but it clearly was stuffed with some kind of plastic or something because it did not burn. It melted.
I could almost see like a. We
didn't even write a song. We should have written a song while we did that.
I want to see like doing like a video of it and just kind of like putting some of the music behind it. But
a video of it did exist once. I don't know if it still does, but a video did exist once. But how the fuck did we get here? Talking about Jackass.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fucking I mean Jackass. It's something that we've grown up with. We've gotten to watch these guys. You know, it's at the point where I loved the movie Action Point, the newest Knoxville film. The only thing I didn't like about it was that he did all of his own stunts, and every time he did a crazy one, I was like, I don't want to see you die. I love you. Please don't die.
Yeah.
That's what makes me worried about Jackass. I want a Jackass 4 more than I'm the biggest. You know, I want it more than anybody, but I also don't want to see any of my favorite people fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, please don't go that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see you go nuts. But you can go nuts without getting violent. Just glue pubes to someone's face again or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you got to do. Just do something like that.
Yeah.
Cut off a piece of foreskin and put it on someone's eye. I don't fucking care. Like, put butt implants on someone's face. Just don't hurt yourselves anymore.
Yeah.
I love you guys, and I don't want to see you get hurt. But at the same time, when they do something that hurts them, and they're just all laughing, for me, that's just an instant deep belly laugh. If I see dude, there's something about watching certain people laugh. If I see Steve-O or Knoxville or Bam start laughing, I'm instant belly laugh, dude. Can't even breathe.
Yeah.
Like their laughs just make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
there's something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Big. There's certain ones that do that big time for me.
The only thing that I kind of have and it's kind of much the same as like at this point like for one, like they've only like gotten more like crazy with it, but
it's like you guys have earned your stripes.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's
You've
like
earned my respect.
how much more could you possibly do? Like how, and
that's what I'm worried about.
And I'm sure that like
because think about their brains.
Yeah,
their brains are we're all in between 50 and 60 now, and we're about to make Jackass 4.
Yeah,
one of us has to die on this.
Yeah.
Like, it's to make it. Like they're that's probably, we got to go harder than we've ever gone.
Yeah.
And that terrifies me. It's like, dude, now I really don't want to see any of them get hurt. I love them. I just really love these guys. I've never met any of them, but I feel like I know them. And God damn it, more of them need. All of them need a podcast. I can't believe Steve-O's the first one with a podcast.
That's what's so cool.
Because he's a comedian.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about that episode is like. It's just like hearing those because I honestly forgot that Wee Man was on Wild Boys with him which by the way, you want to talk about lightning in a bottle, man. Like Wild Boys with him and Chris Pontius. Chris Pontius is a guy that like for whatever reason
all he has to do is walk on screen and I'm like,
yeah, like he's got that. Yeah,
he's just got to look like Rumbo Jumbo.
Yeah,
like he looks like Brian.
Yeah,
Brian Ekbosh.
Yeah, Eshbosh
from Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
Black Dahlia. Yeah, he reminds me of him.
Just
I
can see that
energy.
Yeah,
so fucking funny.
Dude, there's something about that show that like just some of the stuff they were doing is like just gold. And like
Pontius.
Yeah. But just kind of like that, that same thing is like how I'm curious, like how much more could you take, like, and I guess that was where I was getting at with it. Was like the episode with Wee Man where he was talking about like a lot of the like the Wild Boys stuff and a lot of like the other stuff, like the behind the scenes stuff, and eventually I don't remember what his response was to it, but it was really good. But then when they were talking about like, is there anything that you wouldn't do or anything that like you've been talked out of and stuff, and I guess the big thing that stuck out to me was like they were like, oh, is there anything that like you regret about the show or like anything that you wouldn't have done? And they were like, honestly, no. They were like, the only thing that I wish that I would have done is went harder.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like that's like dedication to the craft. Like that's
and the fact that guess what, through listening to his podcast, I found out Steve-O is a fucking metalhead.
Oh yeah.
He is fucking metalhead, bro. He is a diehard. Yeah. He likes Slayer. He wears Ozzy shirts on the show on a regular basis. He had Sharon on.
Yeah,
he's a worshiper of I am not worthy of Ozzy. Like he is a fucking metalhead.
Yeah.
And that, I didn't know that, and it made me, like, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
we had to figure, like.
I didn't, but it makes sense, but I never had considered that. Like,
well, that was about the time when, I guess I had a similar response
he's a Lamb of God fan, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It'd be crazy to hear them on the same episode with him and Randy.
Don't even.
Like, yeah.
Why are you going to do that to me? You're going to make me wish for things. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Randy or Steve-O and Jay and Steve-O and Randy are the two most desired podcasts for me at the moment. There are some people that I would love to see on Rogan, but god damn, like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Surprised it hasn't happened.
Are you kidding me? How has Ozzy not been? He's at Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
He's at Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
Like, James Hetfield. Like, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's clear, are just as diehard into Jackass as we are heavy metal. We love these guys. I love everything any of them have ever done. And Steve-O's new special, Gnarly, streaming now. I will wait, what was it? Fuck. I did just have I lost it. Something in the special that I was willing to give away because it was just small enough to be like a good preview. Fuck, I lost it. But trust me, people.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this shit, man. I was fucking in tears, belly laughing. Like I felt euphoric after I was done watching it. I felt so good.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like I just laughed for a straight hour and a half. Oh man, it was real. That's a good way to frame it. It was comedians release specials.
Yeah.
The difference about Steve-O's special is that there are really huge aspects of it that make it a special. And by that, I mean things happened throughout the course all the way to the end of this special that made it special, not just for a viewer to see, but made it special and have some of the greatest implications that can ever be had on Steve-O's life. Things happen that change his life during the course of this special, and you get to see it. Like, live.
Okay.
Like, live.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the video footage. It's, like, I'm not going to give anything away, but I'm just trying to build it up as much as I can. Stunning and beautiful. Could never be done again. His next special is going to have to be entirely different.
Yeah. Okay.
But the fact that he did this in this one makes it one of the most special specials for performer and audience that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever seen. So, yeah, man. It's if you love these guys, if you grew up with these guys, if these guys have made you laugh for the last 20 fucking years, man, throw him a 10 and watch this shit. Like, it's like I said, after I watched it, I would have paid 20 all day. And the fact that he duct taped himself to a fucking billboard in Los Angeles
just to promote it,
24 hours to promote it. I'm like, okay, you're gonna do that? Here's $10. No thought. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, shout out to the Jackass crew, to Steve-O, for this incredible special. Thank you so much. You'll probably never see this, but it just, in a time where everything like this is going on, when something comes out that just makes you belly laugh, it makes it so much more special right now. And it did that. It gave me a night where I was just stopped caring about everything and I could just laugh, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Does a lot. Definitely does a lot.
It means so much. It means so much.
Yeah.
So that is on Steve-O's website. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try to remember to put a link in the description. That's on Steve-O's website. And I cannot recommend it enough for everybody to check out. It is phenomenal. But there are two other things that I wanted to talk to you about. Two other movies, which is actually, so you came up with like three. You came up with like a fucking trident. A trident of segues earlier between the drug people, the movies, the drug rock stars, you know what I mean? Why did I say drug rock stars? The rock stars, the fucking movies, and so there are two movies. One of them I didn't finish, but one of them I did that I could not believe I didn't know existed. They popped up on my Amazon last night, dude. First one, my roommate and I watched. Have you ever heard of Deathgasm?
Is that? Oh, let me see.
Do you know the meme? Do you know the meme of the guy decked out in black metal sitting next to a gorgeous blonde licking ice cream on a bench? It's a meme where there's a guy in full-on corpse paint, gauntlets with spikes, and he's just licking ice cream next to like a really preppy blonde girl.
It's been a minute, but I have seen.
You've seen that meme? That's a meme, right?
Yeah, I know. I've seen the movie before too.
Oh, you've seen the movie?
Yeah.
Fuck you!
I'm gonna.
How did you not tell me about this?
Because I don't know. Like it's just I don't know why. Honestly, like it's just.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's fucking, dude. I was crying.
There were points of it where
Deathgasm. It's about a I don't know where they are. They have like an accent. They say it in the movie. Well, no, they say the name of the town, but I don't know if they ever say the country. But they have like an accent that's sometimes it sounds a lot British to me, and sometimes it sounds a lot Australian. But I'm just a stupid American, so.
New Zealand. Looks like.
Oh,
looks like it was
okay.
filmed in country. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's filmed, but I don't know if that's where the actors were from.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. But they sound like it. They could. That could definitely be it.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to remember like the setup for it because
it is a kid whose mom gets it just shows this in like a quick montage.
Yeah.
But the beginning is this guy whose mom gets arrested for going on a meth bender and trying to suck off a Santa Claus in a mall. And so she's in jail. So he gets sent to live with his aunt and uncle, who are super uptight Christians, and he's a metalhead. He's a hardcore. One catch that I made during the movie, he had a fucking Battle Cross poster on his wall, bro. Battle Cross. That was Michigan.
That was kind of what I remember from it. Is just like just looking around at like the set stuff in the back. It's just like. Shit,
I would own that.
Yeah.
I would own that. Oh, I do own that one. Yeah.
Kind of.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same as like the Lords of Chaos movie.
Sort of.
And not in any way the same movie, but the same
set design.
Yeah.
The way it looks.
Yeah.
The way it looks.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
The way our old shit looked. You know. So he's like this metalhead. He comes into this town where nobody, you know, he moves in with his aunt and uncle and older cousin. His older cousin's like a jock dick.
Yeah.
And he finds one little tiny fucking record store.
Yeah.
And he goes to the metal section, and when he goes over there, he basically meets a Varg.
Yeah.
And they start a band with like a couple of nerds from high school, and they find the Varg-esque character. He's like always like, you want to do something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's never burning down a church, but it's fucking like there was this famed old metal star with this incredible album, and he found his house and it was like abandoned. So they go to it, but as it turns out, it's not abandoned. The guy still lives there. And he's like sitting there sleeping, holding the album, but it looks like he's dead. And they pull the album out, but he's not dead. He's awake. He hops up, and he's like, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, like a Agent Smith kind of character in a black car in a black suit rolls up. Someone's coming in, and the old rock star is like, give me back the album. And they give it back, but then he's like, oh my God, they're coming. And so he gives it to the two kids that are, you know, our main characters. And he's like, run, protect it with your lives. And then he ends up getting killed by the Agent Smith guy, and the kids run away, and they open the album and discover it's not even the right album. So the Varg character gets pissed, but then he notices these pieces of paper that fall out, and our main character picks them up and realizes these are sheets of music.
Yeah, that's right.
The Black Hymn.
Yeah, and then because don't they end up in like a school at some point?
Oh yeah,
like And
now the Black Hymn, as it turns out, is the most powerful because it can turn people into the undead raised demons.
Yeah,
and they play it unknowingly.
Yeah,
and they end up bringing forth the demon.
I remember this.
In the world of hell, and the way to reverse it, of course, is to play it backwards. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And dude, the scene that got me, I was fucking losing my shit, was because there's this, beautiful fucking girl that he's into, and she's all preppy, dating the jock guys, but she's kind of into him, you know, that whole thing that never actually happens in real life.
No, I've a very relatable storyline. It's happened to me once, like when I was young. Like, I don't know, I won't get into it, but
well, you're the only one I know that's happened to. Holy shit.
I don't know. Anyway,
but trust me, there have been plenty of non-metal girls that I've tried to turn, and it never works. But the conversation they were having, they were sitting on a bench. He's in full black metal makeup. They were like filming a video, and they stopped at a 7-Eleven or something. And he runs into her, and she wants to hang out.
So they just get ice cream.
They get some ice cream, and they go to a park bench. It's a meme.
Yeah.
If you're a metalhead, you've probably seen it.
Yeah.
And it's just this guy in full black metal, straight up looking like Burzum, you
like
know,
corpse paint stuff.
corpse paint, giant, the big garments, too, the big ones, not the fucking little ones, the big ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the conversation.
Oh, it's
I was like, how have I not written this? He's like, have you ever listened to metal? She's like, isn't it all just screaming? And then he goes, no. That's just like, you know, like death metal. A screamo, a grindcore, a black metal. It just starts going and going and going. I was like, I've had that conversation. But then he goes, and then she's you know, she's kind of like, and then he's like, but you got to understand what it does is when you listen to it, it makes you feel like somebody else out there understands all the pain, all the pressure, all the hatred that you're going through. They understand, and they're like you, or something like that.
That was
I was like, whoa.
That was something I remember about that movie. Is like
it was the best
like,
moment in the movie, the best writing in the entire movie.
Yeah, as like campy and like just like Tucker and Dale versus Evil kind of style.
Love that movie.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
like kind of that stuff. Like it definitely like brings it full circle in a way, and it's like
it brought a heart to it.
Yeah,
it brought an insight to it that made, you know what? I didn't even think about that till right now, but it brought an insight to it that makes me go, I need to find out who the fuck wrote this movie, because only a fucking metalhead could have written that line.
Yeah.
So beautifully. Only a fucking metalhead could have written that. Unless you know this, unless you grew up with this music, unless you went through getting fucking bullied in high school for wearing Cannibal Corpse shirts and that shit, unless fucking people thought you were the weirdo, you never get to that line.
Yeah.
You never get to writing that line unless you went through that. Straight up. So
yeah. There's something to that.
I need to look up who wrote that movie. But man, did I talk about a movie it's so campy. It's so fucking like we could have filmed this on an iPhone kind of feel.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I fucking loved it.
I didn't know if I was going to when I started it.
Neither did I. But like,
I was like, what is this like?
No, I was going through Prime. It was one of the thumbnails. Josh goes, "What's that?" I was like, "I don't know. Let's fucking play the trailer." And halfway through the trailer, he's like, "Let's just play this fucking movie. This looks great."
Yeah.
So I did, and I was like, "I cannot. Yeah. I'm in love." I've immediately fell in love with this movie.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch that one. It's been such a long time since I've seen it, but I just remember being like walking away from it and being like, "That was awesome!" Like that. that was cool. Like because it's such a like. I don't know. It's such a weird movie. Like it's such a weird setup.
It's
like,
it's so metal.
Yeah.
It's so over the top violent.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's intense. It's over the top violence.
I'm trying to remember if the soundtrack was anything specific or if it was just.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember recognizing everything, but I remember recognizing a lot.
Yeah.
And be fuck. You know, like a lot of shit like that.
Yeah,
so
some of the like the transitions and stuff that they do, like the weird, like
yeah. It's weird. It's campy.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. It is you know, but it did win a bunch of like awards, a bunch of like independent film festival awards. It's an independent film for sure. But I fucking loved it, man.
Oh, it was
And the main character, his face and his hair, I was like you're like a baby cross between Rudy Sarzo and Alexi Laiho. Like
yeah,
that's what it looked like to me.
I can see that.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to. I didn't know if you'd ever seen that.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring it up because I saw it last night and I was fucking blown away. I laughed a lot, and it was kind of intense at certain parts. The over the top gore was cool and hysterical. You know, I love it when it's over the top, but it's done in kind of like a funny way. You know, and
Like that, like
I don't like just gore for gore, like Saw. I never got really into Saw, but like the gore for just the genuinely trying to be over the top and kind of being funny with it and ridiculous, not necessarily funny but ridiculous, is awesome. And I like how like they turned everybody into like demonically possessed as opposed to zombies. So everyone was like rah, 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 rah. You know what I mean? Like they were like, hey, they almost turned everybody into death metal singers. So
yeah.
Now that I think about it, holy shit. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, and great movie, man. I recommend it to all of our metal listeners. Deathgasm. Deathgasm is I'm putting the stamp on it. Deathgasm is our new Wild Stallions, baby. Excellent. Which is another movie coming out within the next 8 days. Bill and Ted 3, baby. Soundtrack featuring Lamb of God.
Oh, really?
You didn't see that? I sent that to you. Lamb of God has a new song unreleased coming out on the Bill and Ted 3 soundtrack. So does Mastodon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
You need to look up this
soundtrack for it?
Weezer?
Huh.
Weezer? That single has already been released, actually, but it's a brand new song from Weezer.
Yeah.
Like, Lamb of fucking God has a new fucking song coming out this week with Bill and Ted, bro. Bill and Ted 3, Face the Music.
So what? It's such a good setup. Like,
I cannot be more like in a world where I can't see fucking Black Widow, where I can't fucking see Godzilla.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's the next Godzilla. Like,
pretty close.
Kudos to them for saying fuck everyone. Let's release this shit on stream. Let's just do it. Let's just get it out there.
I'll find it later.
And I can't wait.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait for that. I'm paying for that one. I don't give a fuck. If it's $30 fucking, I'll watch that movie the day it comes out.
That was one that I saw much later. Like that one eluded me. Yeah.
Excellent! Wow, Stallions!
Yeah.
I fucking love Bill and Ted.
Which says something, because as soon as you said that, I was like, I don't know what you're getting at. It kind of went over my head a little bit. Yeah.
Come on! They gotta write the song that saves the world. Come on! I fucking love Bill and Ted, man. Bill and Ted, Wayne's World. This is my fucking shit.
I was more Wayne's World than I was Bill and Ted, I guess, but maybe I should check out both of them.
We are not worthy.
Yeah.
We are not worthy.
With Alice Cooper.
Oh, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
What you want to do?
Yeah. Oh my God. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Fucking Chris Farley in those movies. It's just a tiny little part.
Mm-hmm.
But just
that's what I meant. Like, I forgot
about
it.
That's what he did. Is no matter what he did, it made it the greatest part of whatever it was that he was doing.
It's like the bus driver, Billy Madison.
Don't.
Like, that still gets me going every time. Like,
you motherfuckers, man, pull this fucking bus over and like, oh my God.
This damn bus around.
Damn bus around.
And that precious field trip. Pretty damn quick.
Who would eat 32 school kids' lunches?
Yeah. Sitting there. Yeah.
Just. There is no one on this earth that has ever made me laugh as much as that man. He is, to me, for my money, the funniest man to have ever walked this earth. Chris Farley. We should probably just do one whole episode about Chris Farley one day, because I have never, like, he honestly, dude, he means as much to me as Ozzy, because I will never forget the first time I watched Tommy Boy. Preston showed it to me on a VHS.
Yeah. I remember going over to like friends' houses and stuff and them having it and just watching it.
On a VHS.
Yeah.
And for the record, they go to one of the, they probably didn't actually, but one of the places they go to in the movie is Michigan.
Yeah.
And I that is one of the first movies where I was crying and I couldn't even catch my breath that I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I'd never laughed that hard at a movie ever.
Yeah.
Like, that movie means so much to me. And oh man, dude, all of his bit. I've seen everything. And yeah, man, he's the funniest man alive to me, or the funniest man to have ever lived.
Yeah.
I should say. God, did you know that he was supposed to be Shrek?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Have you ever seen the footage?
Yeah.
Yep. He actually did voice some of it with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
In some storyboard animations you can find on YouTube. And the even crazier part is that Mike Myers and him were very close.
Yeah.
And
I remember hearing that story.
Yeah, they never told Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Mike Myers accepted the job, and they never told him that it was written for Chris.
Yeah.
He didn't find that out till after.
Man, what a different movie that would have been.
Dude, it would. What a different career he would have started.
Yeah, for real.
Like, how much I would have.
Getting into like voice animation and stuff.
I mean,
or like voice acting, rather.
Or even just moving away from that, the kind of comedy he was doing, to something geared more towards children. You know, like what I would give to live in the universe that he didn't die. Like, my God, dude, there's very few people on this earth that have given me as much joy as him. I love him. Like, he's one of my absolute fucking idols.
Yeah, he's
that fucking Theo Von painting on his podcast this past weekend. He's got a beautiful painting. I follow the artist that painted it on Instagram, as a matter of fact, because I loved the painting so much. I will get one once we get settled into a proper crypt one day. There will be an image of Chris Farley on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. He, without him, I don't know. I just draw so much influence from him in so many ways. Like, I've seen all of his shit. I love him so fucking much. I would have given anything to meet that guy. Like, he was larger than life. He was Sam Kinison, you know what I mean? He was Bill Hicks. He was
real one of a kind, man.
He was Paul, what did I say? Exodus. Paul Bailoff. Paul Bailoff. He was Lemmy.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm going. The other movie that I watched last night. Did you know that Lemmy starred in a film 3 years after he died?
Oh.
Lemmy passed in 2015.
Yeah.
A film came out in 2018 titled, hold on, Sunset. Fuck. I didn't write it down. Sunset Society.
Nah, I never heard of it.
Of course you haven't. Because I watched it, and I know why you haven't heard of it.
Because it's not that good, I'm gonna guess.
Okay. It's even more campy than the other one we were just...
Oh, Deathgasm?
Deathgasm, yeah. It's even more campy than Deathgasm. And the premise is Lemmy is the leader of a secret society of vampires, which he is a vampire, on the Sunset Strip.
Okay.
And sort of the premise of the movie is that there's this DVD that gets out that shows them in their true form, and they're trying to stop it.
That doesn't like say very much about it. Like that.
It is. Keep in mind, it was put together 3 years after he died.
Yeah.
So it was already going to be a rough
situation.
but it is worth the watch. Okay, first of all, just to bring everything together tonight, Steve-O's in it.
Okay.
Lemmy's in it. So is Tracy Guns.
That's so weird.
So is Dizzy Reed.
Oh.
So is Aaron Corbin. So is... Hold on. There was... What the fuck? There was Ron Jeremy.
Yep.
Who apparently is a dick.
Who was... Yeah.
But...
In the news recently.
A fucking piece of raper. But, but it...
I have to cut that out.
It is no. I mean, I didn't follow the story. I just know he was accused of that. So whether or not it ever, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. So don't fucking talk to me about it. I don't know anything about it. I just saw what I fucking thing. Yeah. Who cares? Welcome to the world of the Sunset Society, a secret organization in Hollywood where parties are held, musicians gather, and blood flows freely. That is kind of like the summary. It is unbelievably... Like, okay. Full disclosure, I couldn't finish it.
Is that bad, huh?
No.
No?
Yes.
Well, it's one or the other.
But, like, it is that bad, but you want to keep watching for Lemmy.
I was gonna say, like, it's one of those that's like, it's like you could probably, like,
you can get through it if you love Lemmy. Yeah. So I just wanted, because when I fucking found that last night, my gut reaction was, I did a text Preston and Aaron right now. But I was like, wait, I know we're doing a podcast tomorrow. Let me drop the fact that Lemmy was starred in a movie as a vampire 3 years after he died on the podcast. It's just something you have to see at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it doesn't matter how good or bad it is.
It's just,
you just something. I have to see this. What the fuck is this?
As soon as you said that, I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, I have to see what that is to really get it.
And it's all Lemmy did was put on eyeliner. Dude, that's all he fucking did to become a vampire.
Yeah,
eyeliner.
I can imagine that conversation. Like,
I'm not fucking putting on anything. What the fuck are you talking? Look at the way I already look every fucking day.
as more of an Aussie than a...
Probably. I'm terrible. But
no, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I could see that.
It was. I feel like it was something every metalhead needs to see. Like, it's something all of us need to see because it is wild, bro. Like, and it's one of the most hilarious parts of it was like, whoever the fuck the makeup artist was fucked up because they made everybody use these gigantic fucking fangs.
Yeah.
And so everybody was talking like this the whole time. They couldn't make any facial expressions because they had these giant fucking teeth in their mouth.
Like a walrus?
Yeah.
A vampire?
Yeah, it was like some tusk shit. Like, it was fucking crazy. Man. It was crazy.
Oh.
Man. Yeah. I guess, okay, yeah. That's kind of the last fucking... I watched some shit last night that was all had to do with metal, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is perfect for the podcast tomorrow. I was just really excited. Where are we?
2 hours.
2 hours in. I mean, I got like one more thing. We could wrap this up. You want up to you. You want to keep going and wrap this up?
Well, how in depth?
Fairly.
Yeah, I'll save it.
We can save it.
The next one. All right, yeah.
We can save it. Yeah. Yeah, we can save it because it is.
It's about midnight.
Yeah, it's fair. Is it really?
Yeah, just now.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I'm cool with that.
All right. Yeah.
Unless you were like dead set on.
No, I wasn't. Okay. I wasn't. It was it's something that can easily be done anytime. It's really I just want to tell people I want to. It's like something that's like, quarantine, COVID. We're all in this fucking crazy situation, and there are things that I have like gotten obsessed with. Interests, like much like I was with the lizard.
Yeah.
The grill. I want to tell the story about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about other obsessions I've had lately, and see if anybody else can relate to that, like the motorcycle.
Yeah. Let me come back with some stuff because I got a couple of things that kind of in that same vein.
That's where I was going. Yeah. Okay. So you know what?
Yeah.
Throw that to you. Maybe write some of those down. But in any case, all right. So let's end this one. You know what? Hang on. Let me do that. Do that after. Let's do that. I did that prematurely. Let's do that after.
It's all good.
Let's wrap this one up, baby. Here, hold on. Let's cheers.
I still got a little
to
bit.
The end.
Yeah.
Let's throw a little bit in there. And man, this was a great episode.
Oh yeah.
This was fun as fuck, man.
Yeah.
This was fun as fuck. I just had a blast
150.
talking about this shit. Man. So, wow. We just spent 2 hours promoting shit, pretty much, for other people.
Basically, yeah.
For other people. Check out the new Recorruptor album. Check out the Steve-O Gnarly. Check out the fucking Convalescence. Like, fucking, man. And anything new that's coming out, maybe a small local band in your area, send them to us.
Do it.
I want to hear it. Bog Wraith's working on a new fucking video out very soon. But before the end of the year, Recorruptor's full album is out tomorrow, but streaming currently. This probably isn't out till Monday, so it's out already. And man, thank you, Keith, again so much from the Convalescence for being on the show. It meant the absolute fucking world to us, man. It's insane. It really meant the world to us. And shout out to all the other bands that have ever reached out to us. Victims of the System, A Suffocating Lie, and of course, A Fitting Revenge. So, those 4 bands now. We've had 4 bands come out. 5, 6 if you could. Bog Wraith and Recorruptor. 6 bands. We're doing this shit in a fucking basement right now, people. What?
So it starts.
This is how it starts. This is... Man, it's just so crazy to me. So, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out Convalescence, A Fitting Revenge, A Suffocating Lie, Victims of the System, Bog Wraith, Recorruptor. I'm going to have to start a list to remember all these. Be sure to check them out all on all social media platforms. Bandcamp, Big Cartel. There was a weird one for Victims that Red Bubble. Or something like that. There's a weird merch site for that one. What's the weird merch site for you guys?
Crowdkill.
Crowdkill
Apparel. Yeah.
Crowdkill Apparel. Shout out to them.
Get yourself a nice shower curtain or some slip-on shoes, maybe some
slippers.
Yeah, you know.
Get a nice bathrobe.
Yeah. And send pictures of it to us.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually seen any of that physically. So.
We would love that. We would love that. So
sorry, I was so scattered. Sorry, I'm like
what? You're spot on.
I feel like I'm just I don't know.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You may have felt scattered, but you were not, my brother. Like you were fine.
All right. Yeah.
You were right on. Actually, you kept me going, so that worked out perfectly. Yeah, man. Like, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
This was amazing. Dude, episode 150.
Oh yeah.
Can you believe it? How did we even get here? How did we even who let us do this? We didn't.
Well, I didn't want to initially. No, I'm just kidding.
I had to trick this motherfucker. I had to play Loki. And oh no, yeah, we're just gonna record these. We're not gonna ever release them. Psych, bitch. I had to fucking trick this motherfucker into being on, and the person I started it with won't even fucking be on an episode anymore. So, but Preston, don't get me wrong,
Hey.
he's still does a lot in the background. Trust me, he's still equally a part of this podcast as much as we are. And as soon as he can fucking get his computer situation figured out, he will be back on for sure. And it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I am just angry that the three of us still have never done an episode together.
Yeah, I don't know
how
how
that's
that's
fucking
happened.
serious?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Man, but hey, guess what? It makes me angry it hasn't been done yet. Makes me excited for the future.
We got 50 before 200. Somewhere in there that has to happen. Like
We might hit 200 before the end of the year, the way shit's going. So
yeah.
yeah.
That's time still.
Yeah. Oh, plenty.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, man. This was a great episode. This is one of those, the Keith episode, this episode, these are the reasons. Like, this is the most fun ever. Ever. And
Been great.
I just hope people enjoy it as much as we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get into this shit. Get into the fucking Convalescence and Bog Wraith and Recorruptor and Victims of System of Suffocating Lie and Fitting Revenge. All the bands that have ever reached out to us. And we can't wait to have them back on to, I should probably reach out to a Suffocating Lie. Because, man, I fucking...
That was cool.
Dude, yeah, man. Just like with Alex and Seth, from Recorruptor, I melded with those guys. Like, I want to have them all on individually. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're just great guys. They really are. They're great guys, and they make great shit, and they're just, yeah, man. They're really fucking cool. I want to talk to them again. I want to check in with them. I should reach out to them.
Yeah. Anytime we have a chance to hang out with them is a treat.
And
so
and I tell you what, man. I tell you fucking what. The day all this shit's over and they get to come to Michigan, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
It's about to go down, motherfucker. That party is going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Shit's gonna go down, bro. Shit's gonna go down. I can't wait. I don't know what that is. Fuck it. So
now we have some space.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
All right, we'll wrap this one up right now. All right,
Hey.
then. Shout out to everyone. We love you all. Thank you all for listening. Cheers to 150.
Hey.
150 episodes, everybody. We love you all. This is our 150th anniversary. Down the hatch. Shout out to Buffalo Trace. Raise your fucking horns. Bang your goddamn heads. We love you all to death. Good night.